Chapter. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest all demo, no pitch. I'm Hannah Jarrett, Associate Director of Product Marketing here at Elastic Path. And today in our all demo, no pitch, we'll be walking through Catalog Composer and our product content management. A few housekeeping items before we get started. This session will be recorded. You will be muted. You can ask questions using the Q&A box at the bottom, and we'll answer any questions at the end of this session. So now on to the good stuff. As I said, this session is going to show us and really get us into product content management and our Catalog Composer capabilities. Why did we build these? So we all know, you all probably feel that in order to drive revenue, keep up with customers, drive conversions, you need to be creating engaging experiences across your business models, your routes to market, your brands, your geos, etc., where customers see the right products in the right time. The challenge is that's easier said than done. A lot of today's platforms, commerce platforms, are rigid and inflexible, and actually being able to create these experiences where people see the right products in the right moment is much harder than it sounds. And that's exactly why we've built and released these two capabilities to really enable merchandising teams to easily combine the products with unique prices to create unlimited catalogs to power these experiences across any route to market. So without further ado, this is supposed to be all demo. I will pass it over to Julie to show us these capabilities in action.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Again, I'm Julie Moll. I'm the Director of Solutions Consulting for Elastic Path. And I'm going to walk through Catalog Composer and Product Content Management with everyone today. So I'm just going to share my screen and, of course, ask our favorite Zoom question. Can everyone see my screen? All right. So with that, the way that we want to highlight the power of Catalog Composer and Product Content Management is first to walk through a few customer experiences to kind of get at what the end result of leveraging these components would be like. Right, so you can see I have several tabs open within my browser, and we're going to walk through all of these. And just to set the context, I'm going to basically put on several different hats throughout our journey today, right? The first is a direct-to-consumer experience with our friends at Belvie, right? So Belvie is a high-end kitchen manufacturing organization. They have several routes to market, right? Direct-to-consumer, which is what we see here. But they also sell to various B2B organizations. So I want to walk through a couple of B2B scenarios as well. And that's what the second and third tab are going to represent. Someone who's doing home procurement for home goods, purchasing products from Belvie. You can see if I click on that tab, it's the same URL as before. We're just going to log in as procurement. Similarly with repairs, same URL as the first one. So one user experience, we're going to see three different kind of product experiences tailored to those individual customers. And then Belvie is also experimenting with creating kind of a microsite around some branding they want to build around their coffee products, right? So this is a completely separate website. We're going to see a different set of products. But what we'll see as we go through is that all of this is powered through one instance of the Elastic Path Commerce Cloud and one instance of our product data just composed into different types of product experiences. And then, of course, I'll show you how we do it. So first, we'll start with the direct-to-consumer experience. So I've shopped at Belvie many times before. I'm kind of remodeling my kitchen. And I want to log in, since I purchased before. I want to have all of my data sort of waiting there for me. And I've had my eye on this particular sous vide product, this poacher. I want to add to my impressive collection of kitchenware. And you can see that price for direct-to-consumer site is $237. And I want to actually add this to my cart, but I want to actually add this to a cart that I'm going to sort of tailor around my kitchen remodel project, right? So I want to be able to collect a bunch of products in this cart before I check out. So I've got my kitchen remodel cart, and you can see now in my cart, there's my product, and I'm just going to drop a pin in that for now. We're going to come back and revisit this particular product. But I'm just going to now toggle over to Another tab, again, remember Belvy sells to a wide variety of other organizations. I'm going to put on my procurement hat. I work for Home Goods, and we need to replenish some of our various locations. So I'm going to log in, right? As a business user, I have a login with Belvy. And of course, remember Elastic Path is a headless commerce platform, so we're not really making any changes on the front end like you oftentimes would. But what we're going to see is actually a difference in the product experience, right? So as procurement, when I come to that same product that Julie bought as a consumer, now we're going to see my B2B pricing, right? So same products, we're just overlaying a different pricing model for the context of B2B, specifically procurement with Home Goods. Similarly, same site, again, and still working for Home Goods, but now I'm the repairs person. So as repairs for Home Goods, as you can imagine, I probably don't need to buy the $2,000 espresso machine, but what I do need to purchase are accessories and parts so that I can maintain the products, fix them, etc. So, we very quickly have walked through 3 customer experiences, right? Direct to consumer and 2 B2B experiences. And we've seen, rather instantaneously different product assortments and or different pricing models, again, based on the user who's logged in. Now, lastly, remember my Belvy coffee, right? So Belvy is experimenting with this, kind of branding around their coffee products. As a consumer, I get this email from Belvy that says, hey, check out my new coffee products on this new site. And I'm like, great, yeah, remodeling my kitchen. I would love a new espresso machine. So I know that I'm a customer with Belvy. They sent me this email, so I log in. And my user ID is going to work because remember, it's one instance of the platform. So Julie Mall as a customer exists one time and can access this site with that user ID. And you can see something happen right here, right? That cart is now refreshed based on my login, and it has that kitchen remodel, right? So, and if you look at the product assortment here, there's no sous vide category, there's no poacher, it's just coffee products. But what we can support in this model is the ability to have multiple catalogs support multiple sites from one instance of the platform, and you can create this unified checkout experience very seamlessly, which, in the case of my remodeled kitchen, I'm super excited that I can access these state-of-the-art espresso machines. I can now check out one cart, 2 different catalogs across 2 different sites, and great experience for me as a consumer. So with that, let's just have a quick look and see how all of that's set up. So what I've done is now this last tab is our Commerce Manager. This is where merchandisers, product owners, etc., they're going to come to manage their product content, create their different catalog assortments, and so on. And so the way this is organized is through products, pricing, configurations around your hierarchy or your nodes, and then the catalog composer, essentially, right? So where Elastic Path is unique and different is that we kind of flip the catalog on its head a little bit and have decomposed it so that our customers can compose the experiences that they want. And what this means is in traditional platforms, the way product experiences work is you build a catalog and you create your categories or hierarchy, and then you put products in it and put, pricing with those products, and you have a catalog and you can give it to a site, assign it to a site. It's a very sort of, start from the top and work your way down. And again, we flip that on its head and say, you know what, let's start with your products, right? Get all your product information into Elastic Path Commerce Cloud through whatever source. And you can enhance it here, right? So, we start off with a very sort of trim set of product attributes because we know our customers are going to want to create their own attribute models to describe their unique products. So in this case, as an example, if I just kind of go through the arrows here, you can begin to enhance the product data that you've brought into Elastic Path, right? So we leverage this concept of product templates, which is just a collection of product attributes. so that you can, again, enhance your product data with the attributes you need to give your customers the information that they want, and potentially also to support your own kind of order management processes that you need information for down the line. So as an example, I have a template called kitchen appliances, and within kitchen appliances, I have two attributes just for demonstration purposes, right? What's the capacity, and are there any included attachments, right? So I can, change that. Maybe this is my upgraded version. It's the 15 quart. We're going to save that particular set of attributes, and then move on to pricing. So pricing, again, we've decoupled it from the product, and you can see here that this product can be associated in multiple price books. So this is where that flexibility really comes into play to say, how can I make sure that I'm delivering the right pricing to the right context? And that context could be B2B context. Different B2B customers need their own contract-specific pricing. So working with a customer earlier today where all of their inventory is fed from stores, and so you have to select your store first as a part of the process, and then the pricing is going to be different by store. So you could have store-based price books and differentiate pricing that way. And you can see we kind of have a few examples here. This is a demo environment, but I've got my base store price list. That's what was feeding Belvie Kitchenware and Belvie Coffee. I've got my discounted price book. This was my B2B price book. And again, you can have multiple different price books for whatever context that you have. For instance, if you have different loyalty tiers and you might want to give customers different pricing models based on their loyalty tier, you can see we can support that as well. And if I scroll down, we also have the concept of volume pricing and sale pricing, right? So for my B2B customers, you can see I have some volume-based pricing, right? So this is my B2B price book, and super easy. I can add another tier, right? So you just choose your price book, add your tier, and then add your price, right? So now I have 3 tiers in this volume-based pricing scheme for my B2B discounted price book. And then similarly, you can create sales, right? So if you want to add a sale and put this product on sale, you would simply add a sale price, right? Again, this might be for my direct-to-consumer sites. This is my base price book. Maybe this is my Black Friday sale, right? All you do is time box it, right? So if you support things like flash sales, right? So I might start this on the 24th, and then my end date might be Saturday the 27th, as an example. Oops, that didn't seem to take. But you get the idea, right? So I've got now my price, sorry about that, my start and end time, and then I can add, my price, right? So super big discount on this particular price product. And then continuing on, you can also choose to manage inventory within the platform as well. So here you can see we're managing inventory for this product. I can see how many are in stock, what's been allocated. So this is what's still available. And of course, you can see a log of all your inventory transactions for the product as you go. And of course, lastly, media management. So that's kind of the PCM side of the house where, we're talking about the content associated to the product in terms of product templates, pricing, inventory, etc. So how do I begin to then compose these different catalog experiences that we walked through earlier in the demo? Well, I simply come to configurations, and now I can create the different product assortments that are going to power those catalogs, right? So my main UK store is just a collection of categories and subcategories that you can, name any which way. You don't have to follow a particular scheme or anything like that. You can have as many categories, subcategories, etc. as you want. And then, of course, once you click into a category, you can add the SKUs that you want. So, I might want to add a product to this particular node in the hierarchy, save it, and now I have an extra product in that particular node. And this is the hierarchy that was assigned to our first 2 experiences, right? My direct-to-consumer and then home goods procurement, because as a procurement person, I want access to the full product catalog, as an example. And then if I go back, again, remember our friends at Home Goods who were supporting the repair side of the house, They just had accessories and parts, right? So we just assigned accessories and parts, and we can see all the products associated with those. And then lastly, our Bellevue coffee, right? So if I go back to my list of hierarchies, we just called this very generically our sub-brand store, but you can see this was the navigation scheme that we saw within Bellevue coffee, just around coffee and espresso. So you can create as many of these hierarchy configurations as you need. You can spin them up, spin them down. Products can live in multiple hierarchies at any given time, multiple nodes within that hierarchy, so that, let's say I go in and change one of those products, again, at the top of that kind of pyramid in terms of how we organize catalogs, I change the product one time, it'll filter that update through every catalog that holds that product. So you don't have to worry about product duplication or anything like that. You simply slot those products in to the experiences that you want, and then any update to that product will filter down as you would expect. So then once you have your hierarchy set up, you can begin to compose your different catalog experiences, right? Super simple to come in and say, well, I've got my, Bellevue main UK catalog, and that catalog essentially is bringing together my base UK price book with my main UK store hierarchy, right? So you simply select your price book and your hierarchies. And you can add multiple hierarchies to create that catalog, right? And we will be releasing soon the ability to stack price books. So you can actually stack multiple price books as part of a catalog as well. And then once you've created that catalog, you simply publish it, and then it will be made available to your customers based on the rules that you've assigned, right? So if I click into rules, we can see, just as an example, for my Bellevue coffee site, all we've done is said, go in and create a tag, and this tag lives on the, the site properties for that sub-brand site. Again, very generic term, sub-brand, and then we've just added our catalog, the sub-brands catalog that contain those coffee categories that we wanted to merchandise. So merchandise, create all your product content, manage the price books according to your own unique pricing model, create all of the hierarchies that you want to support these different experiences, and then you simply click twice to create a catalog and publish, and then assign the rules so that so that your customers will get the experience that you want them to get once they get to your site. So that, in essence, is Catalog Composer in PCM. Thank you. Were there any questions, Hannah?
Yes, we have a few questions that have come in. Let me just read them. Okay, so first one, how is this different than other catalog management? I know you mentioned a bit about like flipping catalog management on its head, but what's your quick explanation of that?
Yeah, so it is really giving customers the freedom to decide kind of in the moment, the experiences that they want to create for their customers, right? So for instance, if I wanted to create a special product experience for loyalty customers, as an example, and you've created a special set of products just for those loyalty customers, how can I get that to them, in an instant, essentially, in this model, right? So if I were just to do that quickly, just to show an example, I want to create a new hierarchy for, loyalty customers. Do something like that. And I'm going to go down to my loyalty customers, and we'll just create a quick node. These are, special holiday merchandise. It's only available to our loyalty customers, right? And I can create any subcategories. I'm just going to create one node here. We'll say, this is maybe coffee syrups or something like that. And then I'm going to add a couple of products. So again, these are let's just pretend these are my products for just my loyalty customers. I've created a hierarchy, dropped a couple of products in it that are only available in that hierarchy. Now I want to get this quickly to my loyalty customers. So what I'm going to do is just go in and create a new catalog. And maybe it's my loyalty catalog. We're still going to use our base UK and my main UK store, right? I still want them to have access to the whole catalog and the products that I've just designated for my loyalty customers. So super quick, we just released these loyalty products. I created a hierarchy, saved it, and created a new catalog for my loyalty customers, pulling in all my other products, right? No sense in recreating the wheel, adding my loyalty hierarchy to that, save, and then I can publish that. And then, go in, create a rule, and, right, so this is my something like that, right? So in a traditional platform, that would be a fairly significant effort to very quickly go in and say, hey, we just want these products only to be accessible to this set of customers. Go in, merchandise that, publish it out to my website, and be done with it, right? This, could be my loyalty tag, or I could add, my list of customers or my loyalty customer group here as well. And that's essentially all it takes to go in and very quickly create new product experiences for the ways that you want to differentiate your business, essentially.
Yeah, it's like super fast, super flexible. And I know our team sometimes says like merchandise the moment or like build the experiences that you need to build on the go, where other platforms just can't keep up and can't do that. Exactly. Okay, I have a few more here. We sort of talked about this, but can I apply a specific price book per store?
Yes, exactly. So price books, you can really tailor those for whatever kind of pricing scheme that you need. So again, this customer that I was working with where, they have a specific assortment of products in each of their stores and you have to choose which store you are going to purchase from, they needed to have price books per store. And as you could see through, how we create those price books, you can have as many as you need. Those can be per store. Which then, as you saw within each price book, each store in that model would have the liberty to create their own volume discounts, their own sale pricing, real true flexibility in how they want to merchandise around pricing.
Awesome. Great. Next one we have here is, what if I have a PIM? Can I work with a PIM?
100%, and this has kind of always been our model, which is, we can accept the data as you deliver it to us, and then, you're going to use the product content management tool within PCM to, enhance that product data for the purposes of commerce, right? So a lot of times in PIM solutions, that's like the internal representation of your product because your ERP needs that product data. You might be syndicating to other organizations, right? You might have a very kind of rigid and typically a very rigid structure in that PIM to service kind of those internal needs. Well, we can then take that product content, you don't have to really send us your hierarchy as you can see, you can, but we can take all of that product data, you can add whatever content you need for the purposes of commerce, and then have the flexibility to merchandise outside the restrictions of that PIM, right? So we are very much a receiving system for PIM solutions, and then you get to overlay the flexibility that we offer on top of that.
Awesome. Great. And then last one, is there a limit to the number of catalogs I can create?
No, I mean, there's no technical limit really. It's just a matter of what makes sense for your organization and how you maintain those. And of course, you can see, you can spin up and spin down catalogs as necessary, because you might have certain seasonal catalogs that you might want to revisit over time. You can certainly preserve those and spin them back up again as you need them. But there is no technical limit to the number of catalogs.
Okay. Great. Awesome. All right. That's it for our questions. Thank you, Julie, so much for joining us today. To everyone tuning in, if you want to learn more about this functionality, Julie, someone on her team, or someone else on the Elastic Path team would love to take you through it in more detail and figure out how it could help your business. Feel free to share this demo with anyone on your team, and we hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.